Hey everyone! So I've been waiting for like 10 minutes for the garbage trucks to leave. They're so loud outside my apartment. Finally they're gone. Today I'm going to be filming two videos that are going up back to back. So don't mind if you see me in the same outfit for two videos. Let's jump right into it. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a chit chat video, and it's going to be about the truth about my experience in Korea. And by truth I just mean, I don't know, going into a little more depth about my overall experience and my thoughts on it, as opposed to like some clickbaity title about like some really scandalous crazy thing that happened while I was there, or like exposing anyone or anything. It's not going to be like that. My experience overall in Korea was, as I probably indicated before, a very positive experience. But I really wanted to make this video to kind of emphasize the fact that I feel like I got very lucky with my experience, and that I'm very grateful for a lot of things that just happened to work out to my favor. So for example, I applied, or I got placed in a POE, and often case I think a lot of people in POEs end up alone in a town or a city that's often more rural. Even when you're not in a POE and you're in an MOE, for example, like a bigger city, you can still go through bouts of loneliness when you're in Korea. I got really lucky in the sense that I was placed in a POE. I got a city that had a decent amount of other foreigners in it. And not only that, but in my building there were, as I've mentioned before, there were like 7, 8, I don't remember, 10 other EPIK teachers just inside my building. Of course I didn't get along equally with everyone that was placed in my city, but majority of the people that were there, and you know, a good handful of them were my very close friends. I'm just so grateful that I was able to make connections, because even if you're placed in a city with a bunch of other EPIK teachers, you know, it's hard to form authentic connections with people, I think. And I was very fortunate that I was able to do that. You know, having friends one floor above me, one floor below me, down the hall, like that's literally what it was for me. And I think majority of the people will not have that experience. More likely than not, I feel like most people live alone in their building. So, you know, just bear that in mind. Hearing about some other people's experiences in Korea where they were extremely isolated, or they didn't have anyone near them, they didn't have any other foreigners in their city, like, I honestly don't know if I would have made it through the experience. If I did, it would have been surely very hard, but of course rewarding. Okay, next thing. I also feel like I got very lucky with schools and my co-teachers, because that is of course a very huge part of your experience and can really make or break it. So when I originally got placed, or when I found out that I got placed in middle schools, specifically in all boys middle school, I pretty much had a freak out and I panicked, because you know, you always hear going into experience that elementary schools generally easier than middle school, and that girls are generally easier to teach than boys. And that's just of course a very overall generalization. But yeah, like I had an amazing main co-teacher, which is the most important person I think in your experience, especially in your school life, but also, you know, with your life at home, because they are supposed to be responsible for a lot of things like setting up your bank account. I obviously, of course, had bad experiences too. I had classes that made me question why I was in Korea. I had, you know, classes that made me want to cry. Literally, sometimes you're standing up there and you just want to cry. And I think that's something a lot of EPIK teachers do go through. Other things. So I feel like my city that I was placed in, Chungju, it wasn't a really big city, but it was really a decent size, and it had everything I needed. So like, you know, I had an E-Mart that was literally maybe like 5 to 10 minute walk from my apartment building, which is absolutely golden. Some people need to drive half an hour to get to an E-Mart or a Home Plus or a bigger supermarket where you can find, I guess, products that you're more used to, or imported products. Like, to be able to live so close to it and walk there is something that I'm sure a lot of people take for granted, or I even at times took for granted. What else? I had friends that were there for multiple years, and so, you know, some of them spoke fluent Korean. A lot of them, they had been acquainted with the city before, and they could show us around. And in my building and in Korea is where I met my boyfriend. It's hard to say, because sometimes I wonder, like, you know, if I had been alone, would I have been challenged more personally? Would I have gone through more, you know, personal development because of having to face my fears, like being lonely, for example? And like I said, that's just not something I had to go through, and yeah, I really wouldn't change it for anything. On video or social media, of course, no one's ever seeing the full picture, and I think it's just, I guess this video is like a rambly chat, just like a friendly reminder to everyone that, you know, don't compare your experience with anyone else's experience. You just never really know what's going on behind the scenes. And even though majority of my experience was positive and I had a really great support system in Korea and back home, I'm generally an anxious person, and I feel like I had times where I went through weird social anxieties about, you know, being in this place where you're not really close to your friends back home, you're not really close to your friends in Korea yet. Yeah, I mean, I had bad days. I cried bad days after teaching. I cried when I just felt confused or lost. They're very real feelings, and I think most people are gonna go through that, and you're not alone, and that is more than okay to go through those emotions. And it comes in waves. Maybe some people experience it more than others. Maybe you'll experience it more than other people, but, you know, just reach out to other people, stay connected. You can always message me. I mean, I'm a super cool person, I'm a super cool friend. Message me, call me. Okay, maybe don't call me, but leave a comment, message me, email me, message whoever is part of your support system. And yeah, I think that is that's it for this video. I really don't know where I was going with that, but I just wanted to, I guess, put that out there, and I will see you guys in the next video that I'm gonna film right now.